Hey, I'm GauravThakur. Again, born, brought up in New Delhi, India. Maths major, did my master's in maths and computing from IIT. Then worked as a quantitative analyst first with Citibank and then with Fidelity Investments.
So you're doing your MBA at UCLA?
Yep. So yeah, I'm doing my MBA in UCLA. Will be graduating 2017. Joined an year back. Wanted to transition to investment banking. So yeah, it's an amazing school to recruit for banking. If you're doing banking on the West Coast, that's where I was interested in. That's where my interest lied. So there are a couple of good schools here. Stanford is pretty good, but Stanford is mainly for VC and PE. But for investment banking, Anderson, and I mean there's no other school which is as good as Anderson. So came here, recruited for banking. This summer I interned at the tech coverage group of Bank of America Merrill Lynch at Palo Alto and received a return offers and will be joining them full time.
Which company, sorry?
Bank of America Merrill Lynch.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So how many years work experience did you have in India before coming to MBA?
So I did a couple of years with Citibank.
Total how many years?
And in total I had like 6 years. So I spent the rest of my time with Fidelity Investments. They're a mutual fund company and I worked as a quantitative analyst with them.
I see. So where all did you apply for MBA?
So I applied to a bunch of West Coast schools. I got through NYU Stern. I got through Tepper, which is an MBA program run by CMU. I got through Anderson. So I applied to like 4 schools and I got through 3 of them. I knew that my interest lied in technology and and finance is something that I was always interested in. So had investment banking not like turned out because it's difficult to get into once. So there was always technology that I was supremely interested in. So Anderson felt like a good fit. So I came here.
Okay. So did you have any kind of funding or scholarship here?
Yes, I did receive like a 50% scholarship from
I see.
UCLA.
What about the other 2 universities? Did they offer scholarship? NYU and CMU?
Yeah, so NYU, I think it was 20%, and CMU, again, it was 50%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell us about your GMAT experience?
I mean, say more on that, like what in terms of...
So did you study by yourself or did you take coaching?
So yeah, I mostly study by myself. It's, I think, coming from India, like you got the quant figured out. And again, I was from IIT, so there the quantitative level is much higher than what they ask you from GMAT.
GMAT is pretty much like high school, right?
So GMAT is pretty easy. So all I had to concentrate on was on the verbal part. I took a couple of online courses just to refresh my skills when it came to
like free courses or paid courses.
One was a paid course, a course called eGMAT. So they have a bunch of verbal exercises online, which you
like
can take
tests.
like mock tests, which you can take and prepare yourself well. So I took that, and it turned out pretty well. I got a 760 GMAT, so which was like the 99th percentile of GMAT holders. So
I see. So did you also have to take TOEFL?
I did have to take TOEFL.
So what was your
TOEFL? I think for Indian students because their second language is English, so English is pretty easy, and the conversational English that TOEFL tests you on is pretty straightforward too. So I scored like 116 in TOEFL. Or 120. So yeah.
Okay, so did you face any difficulties in application? Anything that was like, did you find difficult? Or how did you shortlist universities, by yourself? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I shortlisted. Because coming from IIT, we have a bunch of friends who are doing their MBA from various schools. So the first shortlisting was talking to them and seeking their experience of what MBA is about, and in terms of like the cultural fit, what MBA schools are more cultural friendly to international students here at US. So that was number one criterion. Second was, again, I wanted to do investment banking, as I spoke to you about that.
So why wouldn't you want to be close to like Wall Street, for example, and why?
Yeah. So again, I wanted to do like banking, but it was more in technology domain and tech investment banking. Most of the operations are here situated in SF or Palo Alto. So you want to be as close to them as possible. Most of the technology deals, the Microsoft LinkedIn deal or Dell EMC deal was all run by offices here. So you want to be on the
I see.
West Coast.
So, do you have a job offer now after
I do.
graduating?
So I'm going back to
all right,
Bank
okay.
of America Merrill Lynch
I see.
full time next year.
Okay. So, what were your favorite courses here?
I guess one course that I really liked in particular was CFR, like corporate financial reporting. Again, it doesn't sound as fancy as as a course is. It's taught by like really famous Professor Eric Sussman. He is a real estate practitioner, but he teaches a lot of accounting and finance courses. And again, the one thing that I really liked about this course is it's about 10 cases and 10 accounting cases that you do it. Like each case you do it in like a 3-hour class, and each case is about a company and accounting issues with the company, and because he makes it so applied, and he's he's a character in himself. So
I see. So on a 5-star rating, how would you rate your experience at UCLA?
I'd rate 5 on 5.
5 on 5?
Yeah, it's been fantastic.
Okay. So thank you very much, and best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thanks so much.